Hale here, shooting from the lip. It's the reboot. Back at it again. Week number 2. I did a show last Thursday featuring Jared Matthews, owner, Fox Den, Lulu Food and Drink, Equus, um, the Black Rabbit. Had a great event this past Saturday, Fox Fest, in the back of Fox Den in the heart of St. Matthews. But tonight I get to reunite, and it will feel so good with one of my buddies. But before I bring him on, the Shooting from the Lip reboot is going to have recurring guest co-hosts. And since my grandson is partial to blondes, I've got a friend of mine. Look at your outfit. Niecey McEwan. What up? What's up with you?
Sorry, I look like I'm sunburned and I'm wearing Christmas pajamas. So obviously I've come prepared and excited for this.
In all your glory.
In all my glory, but blonde. I'm here for the blonde. What's your grandson's name and how old is he?
Brennan. He'll turn 10 at the end of this month.
Blonde's here for Brennan.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll make sure he hears at least this soundbite. So. Good to see you. You're like, can you tell? I mean, I don't know, you're all over the place. You're not on like America's Most Wanted where you're a fugitive, right? You're in Tennessee right now, which is home these days.
Yes, Knoxville. There's some other university there, but you don't care, right?
Yeah. And you're heading home? Is that? I don't know if I put it out there.
Yeah, tomorrow I go home for my brother got married not too long ago, but still kind of during the pandemic. So we're finally able to do like a real celebration where people can come and not feel like they might die, or at least feel a little bit less like they might die. So yeah, we're going back to Oregon. I'm bringing my dog.
Sweet.
My service dog it'll be our first experience on a plane. So everybody cross your fingers that everything goes well. You can't really practice that, so you just hope for the best.
You have not a great story. That's not probably the best way to put it, but your backstory with the service dog would make for a good conversation.
Yeah.
With the right people. So stay tuned. We'll do that. Yeah. Joining us, look at this.
Everybody's service animal.
He's our
emotional support.
Kendrick, what is up with you?
Well, I was sitting out here and it was nice and quiet. I'm outside, and then all of a sudden, like 3 fire trucks and an ambulance went driving by. So I felt like I was in the hood for a second.
Well, you do have Chico's bail bonds on your shirt. So I don't know if we're that far off, Kendrick.
But you got the pillow.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Bad News Bears is before Niecey's time.
Oh, probably. No, you know what? It did. Is that from Bad News? I haven't seen Bad News Bears. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen that.
Well, there's a sequel. The one that came out in the 70s, right?
Right.
Isn't that the first one? Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
And then Billy Bob Thornton did a. Yeah, I know the 70s clearly. She was in some couple's future plans, but not.
She's swimming around in the 70s.
She was swimming around.
Gross.
Kendrick, while you're at it, humorous, grab your pillow next to you, put it up in front of you, and look at this. I mean, how
it's like we planned it.
I know.
We've always had just, what do they say on Mean Girls? It's like we have ESPN or something.
The yin and the yang here. I love it. Now, going back down memory lane, I was doing a remote podcast at Baxter's 942 in the Highlands. And Kendrick, you were the guest, and Niecey was with you that night. So it was the first time I got to meet Niecey.
Yep.
And she wound up, she's sitting with us and doing the podcast. But this trio here, that night was one of the very few that I actually had to trash the podcast because I don't know if you remember this. We got into, We were having a good time.
I was gonna say, I think whoever was behind the bar that night had a strong hand.
They were taking care of us. Yeah, and it was so fun. It was but it was fine that I had to, toss it. But hey,
it was a fun time.
A fun time. I got to it was our intro, and but then Kendrick, you have been in my life for many years.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, love you. My one of my kiddos who's near and dear to me sends her love. She's a big Kendrick. Well, I think they're all Kendrick. I mean, they tune in and check this out. I asked, look at his, his visual, the video. He's using his iPhone clearly. So I asked him, on an iPhone, you can like turn it to get the better view. But he does that, and he gets ahead. And I'm like, what? Okay, I don't know. There is a set. You have to unlock the. Yeah, that's it. You got to unlock. There's a setting. Damn it! Now I have to look. But there's a setting actually. You just unlock the. Shit, I don't know what it's called. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look. Niecey, you being a girl and probably taking as many selfies as you have, you should automatically know.
I've never in my life taken a selfie.
I know, yeah. Look at Kendrick.
So, I'm just doing shit at this point.
No, we could do this together. You know what? I got to figure this out. Well,
I have the same problem on my own podcast, so it's not a you thing.
So this isn't. Oh, sorry. This isn't like. Oh, right there.
Yeah, it's locked. Yeah, go to that page or that. Yeah, Kendrick.
And there's a little lock.
Yeah, because that was so clear.
You know what? And here I was gonna say it's hard to find anyone that dislikes Kendrick in Louisville. But you know what? I know one that doesn't like him in Knoxville. There he goes. Look there.
So it's this. I don't know. Maybe the light's gonna be too much. No shit. I just lost it too. Kendrick, damn it! There's this lock button. You got to unlock it.
Is it in the phone settings?
Too worried about the 70s Bad News Bears and not worried about
it's like go back, swipe down on your phone.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, Niecey, don't you have a laptop to do this on? And he said, yeah, but my iPhone 13 is clearer. So the picture is clear. If that's not a freaking narcissist talking. What?
I mean, this what they give me at work. It ain't mine. My phone.
Did you figure out the button? Work phone. You still haven't figured out the button, have you?
Because y'all ain't said shit.
Go to this screen.
How do I get to that screen?
Just go to your home page.
I need to pet Niecey's dog too, because y'all giving me stress.
You like Kendrick, Ruru?
It looks like the dog from the Little Rascals.
Rascals, yeah.
Yeah,
on your iPhone, take on the top, just swipe down, and you'll see this screen.
Man, look.
You never use that to use your flashlight or timer?
Yeah, it's a fat flashlight. You got your do not disturb. It's your Wi-Fi button.
So settings, and so then what?
Well, it's not really settings. It's just if you swipe down, you get that page.
What?
I cannot believe we're the first.
Wait. Do we go this way? No, I can't remember.
Go, yeah, down.
Once it's unlocked.
Yeah, keep going. Do it one more time. No,
do
it one more time.
Pull from the corner. You got to pull from the corner.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, there you go.
Pull from the
right. Okay.
You see something like this?
Maybe you're using the wrong finger.
And there it is, right there. That's the button. Mine's locked too.
You know what? Now look who just upgraded your podcast.
Wow, we are so proud of you.
Your podcast.
Hey, my old man. My birthday was last week. I'm an old man.
How was the birthday?
Huh?
How was the birthday?
I was fantastic. I didn't do anything.
It's okay. It's totally okay.
How old are you now, Kendrick?
47.
Hey.
Are you shitting me? Really?
Yeah.
47? I would not have thought that. I don't think I ever thought you were.
Evan, come on, you know.
No, I don't. I thought you were
Kendrick, you know.
maybe. I literally could remember. Has it been? I guess we may have maybe. I remember you turning 40.
No, it
When
wasn't
did
that
we-
long. I don't think. It may have been. I don't.
All right, enough with numbers and stuff. Tell me what's going on with the podcast? You're doing a podcast with the big boys.
Yeah.
Who's your guest or not guest? Your co-host.
Yeah, so my co-hosts are my guy Lloyd Spence. He's from Louisville, and he did a lot of radio here in Louisville for a long time, and then he moved to Dallas. And he's got a lot of connections. And so he hit me up one day. He's like, "You want to do a podcast with Charlie Ward?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." So I do a podcast with Lloyd Spence and Charlie Ward.
Is that like weekly? It is ACC related, right?
Yeah, it's Believe in the ACC. I had somebody at my door. But it's Believe in the ACC. And we do that every Thursday morning. We do it live like this. We do it live on StreamYard like you're doing on Thursdays at 9 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm dragging because I got off late on Wednesday, but it is what it is. That's when we can get Charlie. And so, yeah, we just had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of guests. We've had Jeff Walls, LaFonso Ellis, Rocket Ishmael's been on. So, yeah, we've had fun with it. Charlie's great. We have a thing we call the humble flex whenever Charlie is being super humble but flexing at the same time. And so
brag planing, as I call it.
Yeah.
Charlie would do stuff like he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to tape commercials at the Heisman House today." So he did that last week. So that whole thing was just making fun of him because he didn't do those because Charlie's not usually in those commercials. And so he was in them, like, I think the first round of commercials, Charlie was in there. Well, he hadn't been in one since then. And we was like, "Why are you not in these commercials?" And he's like, "I don't know." But he's like, "But I know the last time I was there, I got mad because, I don't even think Charlie's taller than me. I'm only like 6'1". And so Charlie was there and like, at the same time as the mascots. So he had his bag and somebody came up to him and asked him if he was one of the mascots. So he hadn't been back since then. So like but he did go back this year. He taped a bunch of them like a couple of weeks ago. That's all he would tell us is he taped some and that's all he gave us.
I mean, if I was to become Santa Claus, Niecey would be my mascot tonight. Look at her.
Where is my Santa hat when I need it?
Where is it?
I'm trying to think if I even have like any Christmas dress up stuff. I don't think I do.
Is it on your OnlyFans page, Niecey?
Yes. Yep.
I knew it.
The hat and the dress. Yep.
And then and like with the dog, it's with alfalfa.
Yeah. All I do is I take my hair and I just do one big old long spike in the back, and you wouldn't believe how many dudes are into it. So.
Yes, I would.
Subscribe. Yes, I would. Subscribe here.
Some guy right now is going, "Wait a minute."
Where? Yeah, they're all out there.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think it's
in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty harmless.
Exactly, considering.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, Kendrick, again, it's good to see you.
It's good to be on with you all. I haven't seen either one of them.
Niecey, do you get back to Louisville often?
Yeah.
Yes, she does. I'm just gonna answer it for her. Yes, she does. She just don't call nobody.
She doesn't, evidently. Well, you know why? It's because of the age group that we're in.
Right,
if y'all wanted to go get a drink when I was in town, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Well, you tell us the next time. It'd be a great excuse for me and Kendrick to see each other, hang with you, and
let's not have any recording objects around.
We won't record.
No.
Kendrick, I gotta ask you this too. recently in Louisville, one of a headline that came out, it was actually last week or so, about a local TV sports reporter suing a prominent Catholic high school over an injury that he suffered while on the sidelines. So when I actually didn't, this was in 2021, and
last football season, first
last
game of the
football
season last year.
yeah, and you know I'm not gonna bring his name up. I don't want to go
Do you
there.
have to?
Do I have to?
Everybody knows who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's fine. Fred Calgill is a freaking sports legend in this town. I mean, over 30 plus years. I've watched him and all that stuff. I didn't know about the injury last year. So, and then when it came out,
follow Fred on Twitter or Facebook.
What's that?
You must not follow Fred on Twitter or Facebook. Because if you do, you know all about the injury.
Yeah, I don't probably not. You know, I try to do it the right way on Facebook. I try not to be friends with people that I'm not per se friends with. So, but you know, anyways, the injury itself didn't surprise me because you guys are filming, doing your thing on the sidelines. So that kind of an incident / accident, it's not too uncommon. Fair.
You know, Niecey was making fun of me about my phone, but she hasn't figured out how to silence her.
I'm
Won't
sorry.
you turn your let's it's this button on the side.
9:21 at night.
9:21 at night. You look like you're ready to go to bed, Niecey. And
No,
you're the
she's
20-some-year-old here.
My flight is at
Well, no. Early.
6:00 in the morning.
The flight's at 6, or you got to be there about 6.
It's at 6.
Ugh. And it's West Coast, so you got a nice little trek.
An all day, yep.
Mm.
And 102-pound fur ball. So,
Are you gonna like record this?
I think I'm gonna document it.
I think you should.
It could
because he's not been on a plane, right?
No.
You're not, okay.
Yeah, and you know it's not something like a restaurant or whatever where you can go and practice everywhere. No one has a jet that I know. Well, Kendrick, I guess I should ask you and Jack if maybe I could borrow a jet and do a test run.
Rubbing shoulders with
if Jack has a jet, it's from the record company, ain't from Jack.
Getting back to that story,
how many times have you been taken out, Kendrick? Because I was
gonna say, hasn't that happened? You were doing weren't you doing sideline stuff too, Niecey?
I've probably been shooting high school football in some capacity since I'm gonna age myself, but whatever.
86.
96.
I was 2.
Shut up.
In 96 you were 2? Wow.
Whatever. I've been hit at football games twice. And the way he got hit is it doesn't happen very often. I mean he got clobbered. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Fred got taken out. I haven't been hit like that.
But he wasn't taken out on purpose.
No. and even at this point in my life, I am 17 years younger than Fred. And so I can still get out of the way. So
once I saw this story once it came out in the last few days, no offense to him, because I like him.
I love Fred.
He's taken some hits from the public opinion. Right?
You know, I interned under Fred. I call Fred my TV dad all the time.
Okay.
I've never seen this country's not united on anything. They're united against Fred.
What about the Saint? I didn't even measure. Did Saint X care? Were they like, go get him, Fred?
No.
Yeah.
No. Because the part of it too is every school's like, this could be us, So the thing that I'm worried about, because I'm just gonna be honest. I think the lawsuit's probably gonna get thrown out. I'll just be honest. But the thing that worries me, which I hope doesn't happen, is there's a knee-jerk reaction. Because and Niecey is somebody who covered sports in this state. This state loves the knee-jerk on stupid stuff, and so I don't want all of a sudden we can't be on the sideline, because I've seen a whole lot of football shooting experts on Twitter who ain't never shot a football game a day in their lifetime. About, oh, they can be behind the fence and you can zoom, and they got zooms, the camera's got zooms. You don't know shit. So
Okay.
the reason why we're on the field, experts, is because, for one, we're blocked by fewer people. Because if the ball's on the 50-yard line and you're behind the fence, you're not going to see the ball. And two, another reason why we're on the field is because we're not shooting just one game every night. So we've got to get in and out. So getting up to the press box, like a lot of people say, or why don't y'all just shoot from the crowd? Because we have to leave. and it's easier to get it in and out from the field than trying to walk through a whole bunch of people in the stands. And so I'm hoping that there's not this knee-jerk reaction saying, well, they can't be on the field, when the simple solution is we just sign waivers. I'll sign a waiver. I won't. I mean, it's fine.
That was my next question. There are no waivers involved here. Do you have to sign to no?
No, because honestly, it's an assumed risk, and I think that's why this is probably going to get thrown out, because it's an assumed risk. If you're on the sideline at a football game,
I don't know. Maybe at this point, can you all get hazard pay from now on?
No.
Because you know what?
They don't want to pay us as it is.
Well, and your hazard at a Trinity football game versus some other schools is not going to be the same, because some of them can't even tackle this to even get out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like, so when Trinity, if you're going to get hit hard, it's in a high school game, it's going to be Trinity or St. X.
Or Bell. Yeah. Yes, I will say in Fred's defense, as he was talking about, the sidelines were crowded, even though he wasn't on Trinity's sideline when he got hit. There is something to be said about the amount of randos that are on the sidelines at Male, Trinity, and St. X. There's a lot of randoms, and Niecey can attest to it. Because
they're usually harassing me too,
right?
Or whoever is there,
right? There's a lot of extra people on the sideline. They're very liberal with the sideline passes. It almost feels like if you played football at one of those schools at some point in your life, no matter how long ago it was, they'll give you a sideline pass. And I kind of think that's what he was getting at. But the lawsuit doesn't kind of reflect that. But it is that is an issue that Trinity, St. X, and Male, and I mean, I'll call them that, whatever, is they do have a lot of random people on their sidelines. Gotcha. But that whole thing gets debunked when you see the video that is out from the other side of the field. So there is something to be said about it. I just hope that the end of the day, it's just we sign a waiver and we just move on. We just keep it moving, because it doesn't need to be a whole big thing. We just need to be able to sign a waiver and just keep it moving.
Kendrick, I just want to say you're right. Your phone, you look like a solid 10 tonight. Just saying. And Niecey, for the record, you probably not defending, the people out at ball games harassing you, but probably you on a sideline, knowing the way you look, probably what you were wearing, and you got a bunch of high school boys.
Exhibit A right here.
I mean, when we're at football games, though, Niecey's in a big overcoat and some jeans and some boots.
Hey, you know what, though, Kendrick? I'll have you know something. I still get polls, okay? So no.
That's not exactly breaking news.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Listen. The funniest thing, I was lost in Louisville for a while, and I lived, remember, on the south side. I lived down. Where did I live? Right by that high school.
Valley.
I lived right by Valley High School. So when everyone
are you that's really you live
but
all
the rent was cheap.
Of course, yeah.
So I would, and because you don't pay to use, when you use work cars, you don't pay for the gas or whatever to drive into work.
Fair.
So it wasn't like I was like, okay, I'll drive the 30 minutes. But then I discovered anytime someone asked me to go out in Louisville, and it was primarily the Highlands, that's still a 30-minute drive. And I would always forget my heels that I would get done with at the show, because I kept some under my desk. So I would have like my work dress, and I would totally forget to like, or I would tell myself I'm not going to go out tonight, and then my friends would talk me into it. And all I'd have was my like work dress and tennis shoes, and I would go out to the bar. And if you don't know, I have a bunch of gay friends that I spend time with when I'm in Louisville, and the roasts I got with the outfits I was wearing and the times and places I was wearing them. So they're, like gay men, if anything, they will tell you how ugly you are with no filter. So
And
you
you take their word, you would take their word in a heartbeat too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You probably look like an attorney working downtown, walking to lunch.
But like I was getting ready to ball or something. Like I had a lunch break pickup game.
Well,
no, but like I said, when you're on the sidelines, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you can get, because I know plenty of people. I mean, Anise knows plenty of people who've gotten taken out. I was
at Central when I got put on my back, and my head hit the track behind me, and the camera was still rolling. So there was footage of like the camera rolling on the ground, and then everybody's always trying to get you up real quick, and you're just like, and,
wow.
and
it hurts.
People who haven't been to Central, for you to be all the way back on the track, that's far.
Yeah.
To get hit.
And I said this after. I said, no, at that time I was maybe 26. I said, no 26-year-old woman wants to get knocked out by a teenage boy and then have his sweaty self, as you're coming to, above you going, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, worst nightmare ever.
No, you know what, if I was the sweaty teenage football player, CPR right away. It's like she needs it.
She's not breathing.
She's not breathing.
She's
not breathing.
Oh Lord, you're giving these boys ideas.
Well, I'm still a kid at heart. So, Kendrick, the other kind of elephant in the room. Well, I'll tell you about before we get to that. Kentucky basketball went to the Bahamas. I have to admit, it's August basketball. It's freaking exhibition. But as a Kentucky fan, I was pleasantly surprised on how well they played. Some, not the Oscars and the Severe Wheelers, but the new guys. And they played. They didn't play down to the competition. Now, granted, the last game Sunday was more older, and they're probably a little fatigued at a noon start time. But what was your take, or did you get to see any of it? Did you get to go to the Bahamas?
Yeah, right. Okay. I saw most of the third game and all of the fourth game. That last game on Sunday. I love Kentucky fans because they win one game by 50 points against a bunch of bartenders and waiters, and they're like, "We're going 40-0. Slow your roll. Stop it."
No, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those. But
well, my guy, and he's my friend, but JD Shelburne, he does that. But they are impressive. I still got questions about their shooting, because even though they went off in the second half of that last game, they were like 1 for 10 at some point from 3-point range. So
that last game.
I do worry about that, but they're impressive. I mean, because one thing, because there's certain things you can take from those games that it doesn't matter who they're playing. Right. So the way that Xavier Wheeler pushes the pace, and he gets those assists. He's been getting those assists for 3 years now at Georgia and in his second year at UK. Yeah. So Xavier Wheeler, that's there. He's bulked up a little bit. Damian Collins, I like the way he played. He's looked, but the guy that I think it might be the difference for them this year is Jacob Toppin, because
hell yeah.
Because I'm to be honest, I thought he should have been playing over Keon Brooks for the last 2 years anyway. I was never a big Keon Brooks fan. I don't want to dump on a kid, but I thought
it's not dumping if it's true. But anyway,
Jacob Toppin was a better player. He
was,
and that's why Keon Brooks is gone. But I think that with Jacob Toppin, if he has a consistent jumper, which he had in the Bahamas, he's a whole different animal. He's long. He's a great defender. He's so
freak
long,
athlete.
Athletic.
Oh, as hell, yeah.
And I'll give you this, which I think is crazy. Oscar may have been better served going to the draft this year.
Really? He wasn't going to be a first-round pick, though.
He's not going to be a first-round pick next year either. If they play like they did in the Bahamas.
That's a good point because, and I'm glad you said this because I said this last night on my Round of Shots podcast, is that Oscar is not going to be the player of the year this year. He's not going to get that award. He may be as good as last year,
the numbers
or better,
might be even better.
But his cast of characters they're not going to rely on him like they did. His numbers are not going to be maybe rebounds and stuff, but he's not going to, have those stats because he's just going to have some more, support
around him, and they get out and run.
Yeah,
and they're playing. This their style of play. I don't know how conducive that is to Oscar's way of playing. And it's not a knock on Oscar. It's not a knock on Oscar at all. But the style of play that they're playing right now is more. For one, it's more perimeter based. And they're looking to get out and run. Now he did have a steal. He went coast to coast and got a dunk. But the way they are playing right now, those stats aren't going to be the same. So Oscar may have been better served going to the draft second round this year.
Maybe. Obviously, with Oscar, when you're setting up your offense, it's going to go through him, period. Niecey, did you get to watch any of the Kentucky, this 4 games? Probably not.
No.
Okay.
No, and
you were too busy watching Hallmark's Christmas specials the last week.
I was and
busy making toys.
Cookies. Yep.
Making toys.
No, I didn't. You know what? Honestly, it's been a busy summer for me. Sometimes good, sometimes not. So, yeah, I just haven't. I find myself not watching a lot of TV, period, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, same. But you do.
I've been watching a lot of 2.5 Men reruns. I'm actually have one on right now.
Really?
Oh, when Charlie Sheen's on this show, it's beyond fun.
It is a pretty funny show.
All right. I want to do this justice. I'm going to share this little nugget here, and I don't know if there's intellectual property, but I'm gonna show it anyways. If I get dinged, so what?
I'd ask forgiveness then for permission.
I'll just add it to Well, you probably have connections, but this is the infamous. This is what went down the last few days. So I'm gonna play it in case people didn't see it.
This is a basketball school. It's always been there. Alabama is a football school. So is Georgia. I mean, they are.
Right.
This is our football team. I hope they win games and 10 games and go to bowls. At the end of the day, that makes my job easier, and it makes the job of all of us easier. But this is a basketball school.
Then Stoop says, "Hold my beer."
Anybody says about their program, that's not my business. That's not my lane. But when you start talking about my program and others that we compete against, I mean, I don't do that. I stay in my lane. And, so that's in defense of my players, the defense of the work that we've done. And believe me, we want to continue to push, but don't demean or distract from the hard work and the dedication and the commitment that people have done to get to this point. And listen, we all know this program wasn't born on third base. So some may, but I can promise you this football didn't wake up on third base.
Whew.
Yeah.
Heat.
We like it
Oh,
spicy.
I mean, yeah. I, I, from my perspective, the Cal comment, the whole Cal thing with the basketball school, that's all directed at Mitch. This had nothing
Right. And
it
none of
wasn't directed at Stoops. It just happened. He just it was the wrong choice to do that. And Stoops, I mean, there's Kentucky players that tweeted at Cal and or just like basically this, and then you got the fan base who are, as I called it, hashtag BB insane over the last few days. Kendrick, what's your summation of all this?
Well, I think Cal stepped in it because Kevin, Cal's been pushing for this practice facility for about 2 or 3 years now. So this is not new. And he's just got to. He even said
He had it when the
talk.
freaking roof leaked during a practice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he got to talking, and he just was. But in the long run, though, for UK football, I mean, you've got bulletin board material for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
That and for the way that Stoops stood up for those players, those players already love Mark Stoops as it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But for him to stand up against Cal on that university, because I mean, was at the end of the day, what Cal said was right, because there's still plenty of experts again on Twitter who are defending Cal, and I both of them have always been nothing but nice to me whenever I've been around, but Cal shouldn't have said that, and Cal even admits he shouldn't have said that.
Right.
But going in the long run, that's going to be great for UK football because that's bulletin board material when they go to Gainesville, second or third week of the season, when Georgia comes into Kroger Field later in the season, if Kentucky's still undefeated. You think then? I mean, they should play that bite when they're running out on the
field. That's a good take.
So I mean, that's going to fuel them all year long, and so I don't know if I know Cal, he was just talking, but for the football team and for the football, they couldn't have asked for better motivation than that, and that's it. I mean, beyond anything, it's the positive spin on some BS.
No, that's fair. Niecey, I mean, I know you're not as engaged anymore, but you did hear about this, correct? Tell me you at least heard about this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if you're not in Kentucky, you're going to hear what Cal says. And especially, when, like Kendrick said, the truth is the majority of the country, you say Kentucky, you think of basketball. You don't think even
you do. That's fair. That's a fair statement. Yeah.
But it's kind of like one of those, like, she's ugly. Well, yeah, we all think that, but you don't say it. Like,
She's ugly.
She's the ugly friend. Well, yes, we see it too, but like, come on, don't have that.
Like when your gay friends call you out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Respect.
I can imagine just like the media department, the nightmare that is, because you don't want your two most prominent head coaches beefing. You just don't, because there's something that is like the picture perfect thing that fans like to see is their head football coach and their head men's basketball coach,
mesh.
Yeah. And when I was at Louisville, and it was did he coach 1 year before Satterfield came, or did they come at the same time? Stop.
I think he was there a year before.
What? Kendrick. Kendrick, this is why I can't be on podcasts with you. You are not mature enough.
You're not mature. We're the ones not in our 20s. What are you saying? We're not mature.
I don't dispute this claim. But I want to say that Mac was there a year before Saturday.
Okay. Well, I just remember that's like something that obviously as the communications department with athletics that you're going to get all the photo ops and all the, you always, yes, it's probably on some level, like, actually from the coach when they say, go men's basketball in your, Elite Eight appearance today. But they're also probably nudged to, hey, don't forget about that men's basketball tweet, Stoops, or vice versa. So um, I just like drama, especially when it's grown men basically comparing whose is bigger. So it's like, that's what as a woman, as I like from the outside, I'm like, okay, guys, just
At the end of the
And
day,
that's when you
the whole
step
thing-
in, Niecey, to be the judge, right? And say, yours is, or yours.
because as my mom always said, every major war, that's all it is. It's the leaders just shouting at each other whose is bigger.
Yeah, the whole thing is stupid at the end of the day.
Right.
But
Well, what's more stupid in all of this is Barnhart doing a presser calls out the media.
Yeah.
He basically, he said that the media is just basically just running with this and just making this more than it should be. No, when Stoops did the presser before Barnhart, so Stoops added fuel to the fire.
And he could have made, he talked about it extensively. He could have made some joke, and he has about other things where he's got his one-liner and then kind of leaves it at that. But he felt compelled enough to speak on it for a little while.
Yeah, he was still hot.
Yeah.
You could just tell by his
Stoops.
his
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was still hot.
The comment that
Saturday, you gotta think Calipari made that comment on what, Wednesday or Thursday?
I think
that press conference was on Saturday. It's still hot.
Yeah. I mean,
this usually doesn't, like Niecey said, he's usually he'll give you a line about it and then goes on about his business. But the questions kept coming and he kept answering.
Well, but he was also defending some of his players, because I know some of his, the players that kind of win at Cal or the basketball program, some of BBN started attacking them. I mean, you're talking about a divide right now, and you're right. That is, it's a great soundbite. It's a great thing for the football team moving forward. Yeah, you play this. We're little brother. No offense, Louisville. You all still have that distinction, but no, I'm joking. But yeah, there is that that kind of a motivational thing. But does it do recruiting? It didn't do recruiting a favor to me.
At the end of the day, that's what probably pissed Stoops off more than anything.
Yeah.
Because his players are his players. And in his mind, he's probably thinking the same way I am. It's like, if I go out here and defend this, then they're gonna know I got their back. They're gonna rally around that.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts recruiting.
Right. Because right now Kentucky is, they're recruiting against the football schools.
Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
Who Cal mentioned, and that's what and Stu specifically said that. You're talking about teams that we compete against.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can totally see. I totally understand why Stoops was pissed. I totally understand why Barnhart was pissed. And Cal will do the Cal thing, and he'll reach out to Stoops, and they'll squash it, and Cal will probably run out with the team at the beginning of the game when they play Miami of Ohio to open the season, and
with football school on his shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How Yeah, I could see
it'll
that.
be something corny because Cal's corny as hell.
But everything Kendrick, everything about Coach Cal is calculated. Mm-hmm. There's that, like I said, that comment was not at Stoops. It was at Mitch
Barnhart
to fucking do something about the facilities, because I am king of Kentucky, not Governor Bashir. I am. And so one of the other talking points, and I'm trying to keep this, we're kind of rounding third and heading for home here. Who's more important? Is it easier to replace Cal, or would it be more difficult to replace Stoops? It's a basketball school, so you're from if you're going to use that narrative, you should have access to the best of the best coaches, you would think.
It's
But
twofold, I think. I
go ahead.
think, honestly, it's probably easier to replace Stoops,
Really?
but football is paid regardless of what. And I know UK fans, and they love their basketball, and UK basketball has ruled the roost. Football is running things, and so while it would be easier to replace Stoops because you never want to be the man replacing the man, and the man replacing Cal's got some big shoes to fill.
Our football coach is now put it this way. Our football coach, uh, coach, shit. I know you don't know who. I don't know. You probably know who this is. Niecey, Bear Bryant. I mean, he's now second fiddle at Kentucky. In Kentucky lore now because of Stoops.
Well, that's not saying much. I mean, most people don't.
But it's the name. I know it's not saying much, but you Bear Bryant. But yeah, Stoops is
Stoops is the most tenured coach.
He's the GOAT of Kentucky football, coaching wise. Yeah,
He really is.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, and honestly, it's a stretch for me to be like, yeah, it's easy to replace him. But what Cal has done, what Cal means to this state, because it still is a basketball state, it is a basketball school. He wasn't wrong with what he said. He just shouldn't have said it. It's easier to replace Stoops, but it's more financially makes more financial sense to replace Cal than it does Stoops, because football runs the world right now in college sports. Clearly.
But I think you lose Stoops, Niecey. We regress. You're not going to go ahead.
Haven't been that good for that long, so
Really?
it's very much still in a fragile. I don't want to say fragile, but borderline fragile state as far as it'd have to be a really, really good hire to continue this success versus basketball, where you don't have to build up a fan base.
As
And that could be,
Stu said, that program's on, the third base is where that program started.
So it would be more pressure to get it right, but I think it would be easier to get it right in Cal's position. But I agree with Kendrick when it's you're kind of in the middle stage with Stoops, and maybe another 10 years, then it is a position that has a little more lore to it.
I mean, Cal does have the lifetime contract too, whatever the hell that means. But
whatever. You still can't get a clear answer on that one.
Hey, judges, basketball coaches, we need time limits. All of that.
Kendrick, recently you got to rub shoulders with some prominent people. Why don't you share that? Throw that in our face.
I had a good birthday week last week.
So this was all part of your birthday?
None of it was part of my birthday.
Oh.
Got that way.
Tell me, actually, I'm interested because I know that you were in a Jack Harlow music video. He was gaining traction. He had a fan base, but it was right before he really got mainstream.
Yeah.
To where people were like, what's he like in Louisville? I was like, well, he's always been big in Louisville, but now he's nationally big.
Right.
How did you, because I've always wondered, how did Kendrick, not that I doubt that you have the cool factor, but how did that even start?
So the craziest thing is, he threw out the first pitch at a Bats game. And I think you were still working here at the time. Mm-hmm. Well, I was already familiar with his music. I knew who he was, whatever. But of course, nobody I worked with knew who he was. And so I was anchoring that day. So I was like, I'll go down there and shoot his first pitch, whatever. So, and Niecey, you know how it is. They're messing around down on the field before the game. So I'm just getting some shots of him. And he turns around and sees me. And he comes over. And this is one of those moments when I realize how old I am. Because he comes over and he's talking to me like we're old friends. Well, I've never met him in my life, and he's 20 years younger than me. And it dawns on me, it's he probably grew up watching me because I'm that old. so we talk. We take a picture together, I interview him, whatever. So later that night, I get a notification on Twitter that I'm being followed by Jack Harlow. I'm not thinking anything of it. I was like, yeah, I just met him, whatever. And so then the next day, I get a message from him. It said, hey, I'm shooting a video today. Will you come down and be in the video? I was like, yeah, I'll come do that, whatever. And so, and the funniest part of the whole exchange, he gave me
That makes you a video vixen, doesn't it?
yeah.
That makes you a video vixen. Okay.
And so the funniest thing was, so he messaged me at one point and said, hey, can you wear your sports reporter clothes to the video?
Oh.
So I just
Who knew?
so I
Well, tell me your sports reporter look. What is that look? Describe it.
It's just a coat and tie.
Khakis.
No, it depends. If it's during the week, I've got on a full suit. If it's on Saturday and Sunday, I'm business up top.
Party down below.
so I show up. I got on a suit. This the suit that I have on in the video, whatever. So it's hot as shit that day, and it's taking forever because video shoots. That's how it is. And so it got to the point I had to anchor that day. I just went up to him and was like, yo, I gotta go. And he's like, okay. He shut everything down so we could shoot our part. So he shot it we took 3 or 4 different takes, and then the last take, because every one of them, both of us just ripped. They told me what to say, and I was supposed to ad lib off of that. And so he's just saying whatever. So in the last take, he said something about having a bunch of kids when Jack doesn't have any kids. So I just turned around and said, shout out to all Jack's baby mamas. And so Jack fell out laughing. Everybody there fell out laughing. And so that's what made the video.
I got to go back and look at this video.
What's the name of the song? Which one is it?
Yeah.
Walking Apart. And the funny, even crazier, is if you look the video up on YouTube, the thumbnail is me and Jack standing there.
So I don't mean to play this card, Kendrick, but if I wanted to have Jack Harlow on this podcast, and you co-host and double co-host, because I'd bring Niecey out there.
Yeah, can I come? But give me a warning, because I will not be looking like this.
The thing is, so for back then, I used to talk to Jack pretty regularly after that video.
Now you got to go through his people.
No, I still have his phone number.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's just he may or may not respond to the text. And so, the whole thing that came up for the kickball thing on Wednesday. So you all know Joey Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Joey went to high school together. I was a couple of years ahead of Joey. And so I texted him, I was like, yo, what do you want me to do to promote the kickball thing? Because I'm the only one who's covered it all 3 years. This is the third year I've covered it all 3 years because Joey always tells me about it. And he's like, you want to be an umpire? I was like, sure. So that's how that whole thing, there's no real story behind that. But that game was fun. I was terrible as an umpire. If somebody wants to file a grievance against me, I'm fine with that. There was one point I was like, he may have been out, he may have been safe, who cares?
It's a 50-50. I mean, the chances are you have a 50-50 shot at least getting it right.
Yeah.
Right. And I've got 47-year-old eyes. So I told them, I was like, if it's close, they're safe. Y'all just got to deal with it. And so there was one point when Master P was trying to tell me that he hit this girl with a ball when he did not. And so I'm arguing with Master P. I was like,
argue. That's a great.
I looked at Peyton Siva at one point, and I was like, I did not have arguing with Master P on my list of things to do today.
Check bucket list. So who? Tell me the who's who at this softball event.
So of course, Jack Harlow and Master P were on the same team, and then Lou City had a team out there. They're playing under Planet Fitness, but it was mostly Lou City, Now McCabe. Okay. A lot of those guys from Lou City. UK had a team out there. There was Derek Anderson, Dominique Hawkins.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple guys I ain't gonna lie, I ain't recognize. I was like, what are these guys? But they played at UK, probably football players. We never see them without their helmets on. Then U of L had Peyton Siva, Chris Redmond, Luke Hancock, Stephen Van Treese, Cal
Was
Kier.
Tawny Beckham playing?
No, he didn't play.
Did you hear who I said?
I'm telling you, it's stretched who some of these guys were. But like I knew DA and Dominique Hawkins, Derek Willis.
Yeah.
And then so being in Louisville, so we covered Louisville more. So the U of L guys would not quit picking on me. Nolan Smith kept picking on me, Peyton Siva and Stephen Van Treese and Cal Kier. They were picking on me in a game they weren't playing in. So if I got calls wrong, it's their fault.
All right, I'm gonna do my best to get you out of here, Kendrick.
You good?
I know, because I was gonna say probably the last time the three of us were together, we were supposed to end at a certain time, and then we kept going because they kept bringing shots to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up at Diamonds that night. Now
we did. Yeah.
Which kills me because every time I hear Diamonds, the only strip club in Stillwater when I was there for school was the Blue Diamond. And Diamonds has a blue, like in Louisville, has the blue thing. So every time someone says Diamonds, I think immediately.
Well, it's changed. The name's changed now. It's not Diamond now.
Yeah, it's like
Fox Den. Yeah. So.
Okay. Still sounds like a strip club, but okay.
That's a good point too. Well, yeah. Russ or Kendrick, my man Russ. You've done shows with him.
Oh yeah.
Talk about cornhole. Russ. No. Russ is a professional cornhole player. Y'all play cornhole?
He's very good at cornhole.
Is he? I would love for him to give me some pointers.
Oh, well, you know what? Yes, consider it done. We can make it happen.
Between that and pickleball.
Pickleball. Yeah, that's another sport that I've just recently.
What's the difference between pickleball and tennis is my question.
Yeah.
No idea. It's just like
it's the bag, right? It's whatever they use. It's not a ball.
No, all of a sudden, it's like pickleball has got super popular in like the last 6 months. It's like, why all of a sudden is it so popular?
I'm flipping channels the other day.
Yeah, it was on ESPN.
Well, it's on ESPN. And another thing on ESPN was this tag.
Yes, I saw that. I saw the tag stuff.
WTF. It's like, really? I mean, granted, as a kid and stuff, that was fun. But literally, that's a sport.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had a movie about it.
Oh, I didn't watch the movie.
On the Disney Channel? Where was that at?
No, it was like a legit movie. I'm sure it was probably terrible, but I remember that there was a legit movie with like legit Hollywood stars in it.
Real Tag? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's called? Tag? Okay.
Yeah.
Not dodgeball with Ben Affleck, or not Ben Affleck. Anyways.
Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. Right?
Oh, love Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Love Ben.
So yeah, we got you. Oh, see, that was Russ's response to the cornhole. Russ, settle down, Russ. As Clark Griswold said to Russ during vacation, settle down. But yeah, we all, please, Niecey, when you get back here, I respect your friends.
Yeah.
But Kendrick and I are a little on the other side of the fence, but I've got friends. But keep us in mind.
No, it's like I go there and then I see the same people, which is great because I love my Louisville people. But then I leave and I go, man, I haven't seen so and so in forever. And
so,
cornhole.
Tell Kendrick we need to do a human interest piece on the local cornhole scene.
It hit me up 2 months ago, baby. Once football starts,
make it a special where Russell teaches me cornhole.
Include Niecey.
Throw a bing bag in a hole.
Russ, I don't need to tell her. You can tell. You just told her yourself. So settle down, Russ. Yeah. All right, Kendrick. College football season. Less than 3 weeks. What's your narrative for leading up to the season? Kentucky, AP's got them 20 right now.
You know what surprised me more than that? But that didn't surprise me. The SEC and the ACC have the same amount of teams ranked in the top 25.
6 and 6. Is that
Who
what
would have thought?
Right.
Yeah. We've been shitting on the ACC for the last few years. It's Clemson and everybody else, but they have stepped up.
Niecey's house.
What are you doing, Niecey?
I'm so thirsty right now that I'm like, I was looking at y'all and I was like, maybe they won't notice. This is my, hey, you guys, this oven is probably as old as both of you.
It looks like it.
I'll tell you what, that thing gets hot.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's been that's something that Kendrick and I still have in common with that oven. We still get hot.
It real hot.
We still get hot, right, Kendrick?
I also
Wow.
also just want, this is my little treat, my little plant corner. And if it wasn't what?
What is it? What was it?
This plant right here? Or which one?
Whatever you're showing. What's the plant?
Well, you know what? My mom keeps calling it Wandering Jew. But somehow, you know how you just say things and you feel uncomfortable as a white person?
Or actually, as really any person would.
Yeah.
But
so she was like, I don't know if that's the politically correct name anymore. And I was like, I'm going to say probably not.
Probably not.
So it probably has a different name now, but all I know it as is what my mom calls it. But it's a beautiful plant.
Niecey, I'm going on record right now. I will pick up your fucking tab for the night if you wear that same outfit when you come to
and you know what?
Do it.
Both of y'all owe me a drink when I get a number.
Do it. Yes.
No, hell no. Dudes, hell no.
Look, we got my man Jay. All right, L's down. That's the narrative right now. L's down. Yeah. He's a Kentucky fan.
I know, and I don't understand. I get when you're playing U of L and it's L's down, but like when you're in the Bahamas playing random Bahama team and you're doing the L's. What are you doing?
Were they doing the L's down there? I didn't.
Yes,
I wasn't paying attention.
No, they had the L's down T-shirt and every time they shouted, and I'm like, let's let you know that U of L's living rent free in your mind.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a what's the program? What's the football program? I know Kentucky preseason top 20.
I do because I hearing so much about the defense, which doesn't surprise me. The defense is going to be good. Octavius Oxidine and JJ Weaver being back healthy, especially JJ Weaver.
And depth. We have depth.
The defense. I do wonder about if Chris Rodriguez is cleared to play. I think they'll be okay. But
I don't think he needs to be suspended.
I
think it's bullshit. I think it's Rodriguez. His situation has been months ahead of the preseason.
They're dragging their feet like it's the NCAA. It feels like the NCAA.
Yeah, but I would trust Stoops has handled that internally too. Let the legal part take its course. But yeah, I'm not worried. But Levis, Rodriguez, there's some good moving parts with this team. But what about Louisville? What's the story? What's Louisville's outlook?
I've got a ton of confidence in Malik. And okay, I've got a ton of confidence in the league. I've got a ton of confidence in Marshawn Ford at tight end. They got that transfer at running back from Tennessee. I can't think.
Ford is still there?
Huh?
Ford is still there?
Him and Malik's still there.
What are they on their 18th year? Their 18th.
I mean, think about Malik. Has been there since Lamar left. So
that's what I'm saying. That dude was there before me and after me.
Malik's a badass. I mean, he's just saying.
got a lot of faith in those two. They've got a lot of questions at receivers because they lost a lot at receivers with transfers. They had one guy to go to Ole Miss and another guy to go to Alabama. So you got a lot of transfer. You got a lot of questions at receiver, and then the defense. To be honest, the defense was bad last year. So what kind of improvements have they made? And so there's a lot of questions there. But when it comes to Kentucky, though, like I said, I wonder about the receiving core because they are super young. They can be good. I think
they got some transfers in.
But that's the question mark. But like defense, and I forgot about DeAndre Square. There's another guy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he came back. I asked him face to face, like, why did you come back? And he's like, I wanted to win, but I'm like,
have you done your rounds to cover like Kentucky? Have you?
I was at UK Media Day. I was at both of their media days. Both were substantially different in the way they did them. Leave it at that. But
as in, one was easier to deal with than the other.
One had on their jerseys at the media day, and the other one didn't. I'll leave it at that. So
you're amongst friends. You can call out whoever.
I mean, all you gotta do is go back and look at the video. But I talked to DeAndre Square. I talked to JJ Weaver. I talked to Octavius Oxendine. Octavius Oxendine is one of. Was he at North Hardin when you were here, Niecey?
I was the first one that interviewed him.
Doesn't he remind you, at that point, didn't he remind you of the kid on Last Chance U?
Which season?
The first season.
The real goofy one that went to Mississippi school or whatever?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. And I know we made lots of jokes about me and my appearance today. But I feel like
there's still room probably for one or two more. But
get them all out. I mean, I'm ready. Sometimes the player that you interview or someone else would interview is not what I get because they're nervous or haven't had to talk to a adult male or adult female outside of their mom ever. So sometimes like people are like, oh yeah, he's real talkative and goofy. And I'm like, I didn't get that. But then I find out it's just because it was a one-on-one setting. I thought he was very like serious when I
really,
yeah. But again, I was one of the first to interview him, so I think maybe. But
you one of the first, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that
he reminded me of Ollie.
Ollie, that was what. Yep.
Yes, he reminded me of. But now you see him now, he's like at least 20 pounds slimmer now than he was back then. He looks totally different.
Yeah. Still stacked though.
I mean, he's big, but he's like svelte. And he was a big kid back then. Mm-hmm. But now he's svelte.
I forgot he was from North Hardin. Yeah.
He's not got this long beard. Mm. So I was picking on him because this is what I do. But him and JJ Weaver have this amazing relationship. Like they're
he's Fern Creek. Is that where is he?
Which one?
Weaver.
JJ Weaver. Moore.
That's right. Yeah.
And so they are
with the 6 digits.
Yeah.
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 You know the story there.
It's that 6 finger, and then his dad passed away last year, and so but him being back healthy, and then with Octavius Oxendine and Square, Kentucky's going to be really good.
I think so. I'm really looking forward to this football season.
I think if they can win at Gainesville, I think they should.
Early, yeah.
Should be undefeated going into that Georgia game and field. That atmosphere will be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll be there, but it'll be fantastic.
I'm predicting a 9-3 season. I do think Georgia. Do I have Florida? Maybe it is Florida, or maybe it's an Ole Miss. But I think Florida and Tennessee are road games. I think that Tennessee, we should be beating them. Yeah. So
if you all want to have a slumber party here, more than welcome.
Hey, all right. I'm gonna go. I promise. After this, Kendrick, I'm gonna go on Amazon and look at striped pajamas, Christmas
Right.
pajamas.
These my whole family got them, so like
I was
they're
gonna
in
say
men's sizes.
they
And
have to be on Amazon. Of course, they're on Amazon. So
they're they're Hannah Anderson, and they are the comfy. The reason I wear them year round, they are the comfiest fabric.
So do they have the feet and the door in the back?
No,
What-
but that can always be added. I mean,
can you humor me and show me what's in the back?
of my pajamas.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, this is the full look.
There's the door. You see what-
Please walk back, get back. Oh hell yeah! Yeah, the Kendrick Baxter's that whole yeah, that's kinda
Why?
solid.
you have to wear the hat to Baxter, so
The which hat?
you have to get a hat.
get
Oh,
Yeah.
the Santa hat.
Santa hat. Niecey, thanks for playing along. Team player.
Hey, you don't go on camera with these pajamas and not be ready to take some heat.
You're a badass. I love it. Love it. Kendrick, what's next? What's rolling for you? Besides us hanging out, we got to do it soon.
Yeah, we high school football starts this week.
Yeah.
The Women's Cup, the semifinals for the Women's Cup
Oh yeah. Yeah.
with the WSL is out at Lynn Family Stadium on Wednesday. Megan Rapinoe plays in the 5:00 game, and Racing Louisville plays in the 8:00 game. Racing Louisville is the defending champions of the Women's Cup, and that's it. Then we got high school football on Friday, and then we're in full blown football season after Friday. So
Yay! And then pumpkin spice lattes. Yay!
This is where we leave the show. Jammy cam. That's jammies. I don't know. Are those pajamas? I mean, I guess they are, right?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I've
All
got.
right.
Now that I know that we can all have fun with my pajamas, there's more to come. Don't worry.
All right. There's okay. Good.
I got to be a guest on the show more often.
Yes, we're gonna do it. Kendrick, always a pleasure. Just let me know when you're out and about. Definitely now that you're in St. Matthew. I don't know if I can say that out loud. I just did.
Did
I'm
you
a
get out of-
homebody now.
Did
Well,
get out
you're
of
in
work?
St. Matthew, so you can literally probably walk to some of those places,
I
right?
can walk to where you was talking about. I'm a
Simon?
homebody.
Fox
I'm-
Den?
Or Foxden, yeah. I'm on Westport Road, so I'm not too far from you, probably. Yeah.
Once COVID hit, I'm just like, screw it. I'll hardly ever go out anymore. Niecey, I was hanging out with Angelo last weekend though.
Love that dude. Yeah.
I can't even get as low as he could get.
Yeah.
I hope not.
You
Can
know
you
what?
imagine if he did dress as a woman? How odd that would be.
Niecey.
I
I bet
bet
Niecey
Niecey
gives-
gives us stocking stuff. I feel like that's oddly.
I think it's a compliment.
It's
So
okay.
just take it as a compliment.
Okay, because
You-
I mean I will. I
You know
always
what?
take
I'm
compliments.
going to turn you into the shooting from the lip go-to celebrity guest co-host. Bring her back on. Make her wear what she wore.
Oh, there's definitely more to come.
Good. But you have a trip coming up to see your family. So,
Mhm.
Niecey, I wish
The Great
you,
Northwest.
yeah, Great Northwest. Is there Bigfoot? What's your take? That's Bigfoot territory. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Or have you seen anything like that?
I've seen some grown men who look like Bigfoot, but who have the hair of Bigfoot. No, it's funny you say that because we had a restaurant growing up called Bigfoot's, and it was a steakhouse. And right when you walked in was this life-size statue of a Bigfoot that was, 10, 11 feet, just massive. And I remember, like those little things you remember from childhood that you're like, I was terrified. Every time we walked in that restaurant, I just remember being like, I just want to get to the table because that thing is terrifying. And so we do have like a lot of like Bigfoot skateboards is one of them. I have a sweatshirt that I love that has a Sasquatch. It's Sasquatch skateboards, I think. That was my friend's, and it's just a big. It literally takes up my entire back on the sweatshirt. And that's always like a good conversation starter. Like, is that Bigfoot on your back? Yes, it is. when it comes to believing in all of that,
Because one of my other shows I do is a paranormal theme show. But go ahead.
you know, I do definitely think there's aliens. I think there's definitely, I mean, there's too much out there to be a lot of nothing. And if I had to believe one, you know, creature, it would probably be what's the dog in New Mexico?
Chupacabra.
Yes, because
Yeah, that one. But see, to me, that's a dog. I don't think it's.
but here's my question. Why
Yeah.
is it that everyone who searches for UFOs and Sasquatch and whatever else have the shittiest cameras? If that is your one sole purpose,
I know.
Hey,
Clearly,
what-
they don't have Kendrick's camera because look how fucking amazing he looks tonight.
if I got a picture of Sasquatch with that camera, I would really believe it. But he's always 800, miles away, and he's this.
But here's the thing. In fairness, if you're going out and you're hiking and stuff, do you really? Is it?
I'm talking about these are people that dedicate their lives to finding
Okay.
Bigfoot.
Well, yeah, those are the. All right, Niecey, Jay. No disrespect, just Christmas clothes in August. Those people are the best, so it's a compliment. So.
Some might call me crazy.
Yeah. I want you two to give me 2 more minutes.
Just shooting that shot.
Yeah, shoot. And now I'm going to shoot some questions.
I did find a little boo down here in Tennessee, so we'll get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is this serious then?
He's seriously hot.
Oh, okay. Your age? Your age?
He's older. He's older. I gotta go older.
Okay.
I gotta have ones that have been around the block a few times.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, would you meet him when you went and sat on his lap during Christmas?
I had complained.
You made one of his kids' toys for Christmas.
Kendrick, you don't want to start this.
All right, guys, real quick. Rapid fire questions. I'm going to go both of you. Kendrick, first concert you went to?
First concert I went to, MC Hammer.
Oh.
That's a cool first concert.
What's your first concert, Niece? I probably asked you all these questions before, but I'm going to do it
I've
again.
never been to a concert.
Are you shitting me? For real? Never?
And it's not like a conscious thing where I've been like, oh, I don't want to go, or I do want to go. I got to 28 years old and someone was like, what was your first concert? I got this question the other day and I was like, I've never been to a concert.
Really, a tour has come through the North Pole at some point.
I know, geez. Oh.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you my first album that I remember, because this is my age group, was I would get into Fred Meyer's with my mom. Do we have Fred Meyer's around here? Or is it a Pacific Northwest thing?
That's a Northwest thing.
It's like a Kroger. And
It's like a Bigfoot, but go.
and you go in, and in the early 2000s, I would dash into the electronics store and hope that there was a CD I could talk my mom into getting. And they were like $20 at the time. And when Beyonce's first solo album came out, Dangerously in Love. Do you remember, Kendrick? Do you remember the rhinestone top on the front?
What?
On the front cover, she had a rhinestone crop top.
Yes, this.
Yes.
She's
I believe it was 2nd or 3rd grade when that came out for me, and I brought that album in.
3rd grade. Good God. I'm reminded.
I brought that into show and tell. And mind you, I'm from Pacific Northwest. That is a very, very white, plain place to live. So me bringing in a half-naked Beyonce CD cover really set things into a tailspin.
All right, rapid fire. Kendrick, are you at the point where it's texting or talking? Texting over talking?
Oh yeah.
Same, Niecey.
It's first. That's with Niecey since she left, but it's the first time I've talked to her since she left.
Really? I know. It's like out of sight, out of mind with us.
And you know what's crazy? My life is so lame down here. It's my dog and the gym, and that's all I do.
And your boo now. Where'd you meet your boo?
Hinge.
Swipe right. We matched.
I kid you not. Deuce, who's used to work at sports at LKY, good friend of mine. We text all the time. I had just bitched to him long enough.
It was his birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Deuce. He met his lovely, wonderful fiance on Hinge, and he kept saying for like a year, was like, when are you gonna get on Hinge? And I was like, I'm just not gonna find anything I like on there. I just know it. And so after my last complaining, he said that, I was like, let me do it. I had that thing downloaded for 2 hours, maybe. Found what I wanted.
Really? I've not been on that one. So.
It was a lot of no, but he was my only yes. So
okay. Fair.
I mean, I found mine on wasn't Hinge.
Black people meet.
No.
Christian mingle.
Farmers only.
Farmers.
Plenty of fish.
Farmers. It was farmersonly.com.
Was it really?
No.
I was like, was she duped?
No.
So yours? Are you saying yours is you met her on an app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one? You didn't say.
Keep going. I can't remember.
Match? eHarmony.
No.
Tinder.
No.
Bumble.
Bumble.
Yeah.
Bumble. Okay.
I've gotten on those, and the way I do those is it's strictly by chance. I look at because be honest, it's appearance is what gets you. Don't fucking read the profiles. Well, I'll speak for mine. I don't. So I look at it's shallow. I look at the first person, and if it's a left or right, yes or no, I go from there, and then it's I just randomly go from that. And then until I max out, and then I'll interact with people, and it's just by chance. So to me, it's like,
have you gone on a date from a dating app?
I don't date. I've gone out. I like to hang out. You can read between the lines there. All right, Kendrick, name a pet peeve. Give me a pet peeve. What's something that just fucking drives you crazy these days, especially on your job? When you're on the sideline and getting ready to get run over by a player.
Well, if we're going there, it's the random dad, because it's always a dad, of course, who may or may not have played said sport. Usually it's football, who's yelling out everything opposite from what the coach is telling the kid to do.
Oh my God!
And they're just yelling out random football terms. No, they may have played or may not. It's just random terms.
Horse collar.
Yes.
Watch the slot. Watch the slot. Tight end. Watch the tight end. Tight end. Look at the flat. Look at the flat.
And that's all getting on your audio.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't, but I hear
Okay.
it.
I bet you. Okay. Well, that's right. You could probably play some beats over that to drown out that. What was it? Last Halloween costume you wore, Kendrick?
Oh,
Not to include the one that is present company's wearing right now.
But Niecey's laughing because she already knows. I'll dress up as Marvin Lewis.
For real? As the boxer?
No, Marvin Lewis, the former Bengals coach.
Oh, who am I thinking? The boxer?
He looks
Hagler.
like
That's what Lewis. Oh yeah, you are. That's right. Yeah, you are.
I always
Marvin
tell
Lewis.
you I look like Marvin Lewis.
You
so
do. You get that.
I was
Superpower.
thinking I wanted something sexier, but that's fine, Kendrick.
I dressed up like one of the members of KISS once.
Really?
That's an image right there.
I want to see that. Is there proof of that?
Open down to here.
Is there proof of that?
Wait.
Video? Is there a video or a pic of that?
You can go on Facebook. You can find somebody posted the other day on my birthday.
Okay. What would your superpower be, Kendrick?
It's got to be something with that dome.
Besides just being a player, what would your superpower?
Yeah, right. Superpower. I probably just being able to remain calm no matter what's happening.
You are cool, like the other side of the pillow, right? Stuart
Good.
Scott.
And Niecey, you could probably relate to this. So Saturday. So we're sitting there, and golf went over at 6:00 for our 6:00 news. And so they went over like at 6:10. We came on at like 6:10 or something like that. So I'm thinking we're still doing a full 30 minutes. And so I'm sitting there. So normally I hit at 6:20. So like we're literally in the commercial before I'm supposed to go on. I'm still sitting there like this. and they're beating on the door. You got a minute to come on.
Oh, good. I like my heart just dropped for you.
So I just threw on a shirt. I threw on my shirt, buttoned it up, tied my tie without looking. I don't know what my tie looked like.
Are you in studio at this point?
Yeah, I'm in studio. And like I'll run out there and like I was like, y'all gotta add a 30-second break. Because like I didn't have my earpiece, I didn't have a microphone, anything. I was like, y'all gotta add a 30-second promo to give me time to get out there. And so we got out there, and if you watched on TV, you couldn't tell the difference. But like,
you're a pro. That's why.
I wouldn't say that. I just, it's like, you know, this is what's in front of us. We got to make it look like nothing's going on. So
you're a fucking pro on TV. But what's so cool is that we get Kendrick off TV at nights. You know, at the bar. Yeah, that's cool. I love that. Kendrick, I don't know if this would apply because you know, you're 30 minutes past the hard stop here. Is it better to we're gonna wind this down. Is it better to ask permission or beg for forgiveness?
Beg for forgiveness. That's my motto.
Just checking. Well, same with you. What do you, DC? Do you just do it and then?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And maybe not even ask for forgiveness. Just whatever.
Just whatever.
Kind of have to function that way.
As my mom said, if I'm not pissing off somebody, I'm not doing anything. So,
I mean, not to name drop, but the one time that I interviewed Mike Tyson was specifically because of that.
You interviewed Mike Tyson?
Yeah, when he was here for that fight.
Oh yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
It's building up 4th Street, and he was going out where Sports and Social Club is now. That was just rocks and lumber at that point. And he was walking out, and nobody stopped me, so I just followed him and just started interviewing him. And he was asking my question. He looked at me and said, "What station is this?" I was like, "Wave 3." He's like, "Highway 3."
Here's this next question. Might have an impact on Niecey tonight. Would you rather speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals? To me, that's a fucking no-brainer.
Yeah.
I want to talk to animals all day.
I mean, she's sitting there with the dog from the Little Rascals right now.
I know. I mean, what's his name?
Ruru.
Oh my God! Look, I love dogs. Yeah, so
and she is the sweetest.
She? I said he. She. Okay.
Well, you know, big dogs are just, you kind of always think male, but no, she is the sweetest dog I've ever.
Ruru.
I call her Ruru, or Rooster,
But what is her name? What is her government name?
Her government name is Roo, as in Roo from Winnie the Pooh, the little kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm her Kanga, she's my Roo.
Oh.
How'd you become a Kanga?
I'm saying it just figuratively. I'm saying that's my name.
Yeah, what is a Kanga?
A Kanga?
What's a Kanga?
The first part of a kangaroo.
No, but what is a Kanga? You said you're the Kanga and she's...
Oh, I'm the mom. Because
Okay.
Kanga's the mom and then Roo's her son in her belly. Which, by the way, kangaroos, if you go and get some YouTube videos going, they are vicious, mean animals.
They are. They kick ass.
It's a value if they
It
want.
will beat your ass.
They are not the sweet, cuddly things we have made them out to be.
No, they are not to be messed with. No,
No.
don't mess with kangaroos.
Kendrick, if you had access to a time machine, you can go anywhere in the past to observe.
I was gonna
Not-
say he's not going past 1950.
I ain't going past yesterday.
Where would you go though? You could just, say I would be like, I want to go
He's
like
not
to
going
the
to
pyramid.
1878.
I want to go see how the pyramids were actually made. Russ actually had one of the best. My man Russ had one of the best answers to that. Russ, being non-religion, he's not religious. He wanted to go back in time with a machine gun to the time when Jesus was being crucified and was going to mow down all those Romans and then look Jesus in the eye and say, "Now what?" All right, Jolie. Just I don't know. I lost you all with that one. Anyways, where would you go? I've got a time hot tub time machine that we can all get in and go to.
I'm gonna find out some of those big unsolved cases. I'm gonna find out who killed
What?
like
Jimmy
the Black
Hoffa?
Dahlia, or what happened. Like, I'm gonna be there. I need to know these answers. I'm thinking of the
Who
one
shot
with Denver.
Kennedy?
Who shot Kennedy? The little pageant girl. John Bonet.
John Benet Ramsey. Oh,
I'm gonna
that was
find
an
out.
inside job. That was clearly an inside job, inside family job.
I mean, the closest I would go to the past is maybe I wouldn't mind being in like San Francisco in the 70s.
He wants to do acid, is what he's saying.
I just want to just experience, but like that's as far most I would do. Cause
Have you ever done? I'm gonna digress a little bit. If you can't answer this, just plead the fifth. Have you ever done any type of hallucinogen?
I don't know. The closest I've done is weed.
Niecey, have you?
And I guess going home to Oregon, that'd probably be my best time. But I am
Best time for what? An hallucinogen or weed?
well, both. Drugs in
Okay.
general. But
Okay.
because those hard drugs have been decriminalized in small amounts. That was what I was meaning. But no, I have not. I am someone I enjoy some drinks and I enjoy some Oregon approved activities. But anything that would really take me out of my element, I think I might be too paranoid, anxious.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not a control freak, but I like being in control of my family.
Yeah.
No,
If it just relaxes me, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I am the control freak, but I've never done an hallucinogen. I want it on my list in a very controlled atmosphere to do some type or DMT something.
Ayahuasca would, yeah.
But
for me, being in a foreign country in the middle of a jungle with some people I don't know is like the last place I want to be, just totally jacked out of my mind. So I feel like ayahuasca is not, and I don't, they say like that's the best place to actually do it and do it well and have it.
There's something here in the state where they're like
saying that like they don't have the same type of training that these experts do in these tribes and stuff. And that's what I've read. But I don't know.
He's training. That's a hard pass.
All right. We're at 10:38. Kendrick, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm trying to figure out, did you stay with me till 10:38 because of me or because of the elf?
I love both of y'all. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Just humor me and say both of us.
I love both of y'all.
Niecey, we're going to talk because I think you coming on with the right guests, you hanging with me, we can have some fun doing some stuff. Your personality. We're gonna just there you go, Kendrick. I feel left out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I was an IU fan, I would go grab my. No, that's Stripes, right? That's not a.
I use this
candy cane.
Candy cane. Yeah, there you go. That would be it. All right, guys. What Kendrick Haskins, Wave 3 Sports, anchor, reporter, dodging all the football players on the sideline. Kendrick, always good to see you. Love you to death.
Close personal friend.
Yeah, present comedy. Good, so fucking good people. Let's make it a point to hang out and and
We shall.
adult, even with the kiddo in the stripes. So, all right, shooting from the lip. Good stuff tonight, Niecey. Thanks for doing this with me. We'll do more. Shooting from the lip is on all the podcast platforms. Everyone have a good night. Good rest of your week. Peace out. Take care.